Hey everybody, Chapter 2, Episode 2. Now that we have our containers, our soil, our seeds, or our seedlings, we're going to plant these suckers. We're going to get our food growing. So I thought I'd give a couple of examples of planting seeds versus seedlings, and then we're going to follow along and see how these do together. This is my experiment as much as yours, and I want to kind of work with it together so that we're experiencing a similar thing, hopefully. So what I want to do is, like I was talking about in yesterday's episode, or in Chapter 1, we have small containers, which means we're going to grow small things. So first, I want to remind you we have a hole in each of these containers, so they're going to have proper drainage. So this now has soil. I just fill it to the top. I don't press it down too much because I want there to be air and light and water flowing through. Same thing, I'll fill this up with soil. I'm going to fill this up a little bit less because in this one is going to be the seedling. So in our kind of homegrown container, our old cream cheese container, I'm going to get a couple of nasturtium seeds. Nasturtiums are edible flowers, and I like to plant flowers with things because it makes it pretty, and it also draws the bees. Nasturtiums are edible, so we can add them to our salad. I'm also going to plant just a few lettuce seeds. Looks like there's 4. So I'm going to plant 2 nasturtium seeds, sort of more toward the front of the center, and then I'm going to push in 4 lettuce seeds right in the center, all in the same hole. I'm just going to kind of push them down. I'm going to cover them up. I'm not going to pat them, and I'm going to water. Hold on, I'm doing this over here because, like I said, this will drain, and I want to make sure that, oh, maybe it's not going to drain actually because the soil is absorbing. Now, if I kept watering, that's when we would start to see some drainage. There we go. So that's good to know. Now I am going to put this over in my yard where the sprinklers are going to hit it, and I'm going to leave it outside. So I'm not going to necessarily have a drain cup for it. Now in this little clay pot, I'm going to plant some scallions, green bunching onions. And in here, I'm just going to gently take it out. I have a little bit of extra soil that I don't necessarily want. I'm just going to throw that in my yard, old school style. I'm going to plant this in here. I'm going to just kind of push it in the center, maybe now add a little bit more soil around the end, and there, we're planted. Again, I'm not pushing down, I'm not squishing it down. I'm going to water this. If I have this in my kitchen window, I would water it in the kitchen sink and let it drain in the kitchen sink. I wouldn't water it in the little dish that comes with it because that will overflow. And you can see it's starting to drain. But for our example, I am going to leave the dish in here, but I'm also, maybe I'll put this in my window and I'll just bring it out for our follow-ups. That is planting. You want to keep the seeds damp, because as they germinate and they open up, they need to remain damp in order to do so. So these were probably going to germinate. Let's see what the label says. The label says germination in, hold on, I don't know, it should be quick, within the week, maybe 2. But as it's, see, 10 to 14 days for the nasturtium, and days to harvest, days to germinate doesn't say, but it will on most packages. So we can expect to see little sprouts in a week or 2, and we can start to see these kind of, as you guys know, when you grow scallions or when you find scallions in the store, they're a little bit rounder, they're a lot taller, and we'll see how these grow in this little container. That is planting for today. Thank you. We'll check in on episode 3 next time.